Hi everyone. Today we're looking at part 2 of mapping a contour line. In this exercise we've selected the RL of 49.95. First thing we do to make our job a little bit easier, we copy our grid line map down to this page here. And there we have our grid line map with our RLs in place from what we've already completed. The next thing we do, we put in the RL that we're looking for, which is 49.95, and this level intersects between 50.03 and 49.87. So it's between A1 and A2. It's also between A2 and B2, which is A2 and B2, and it's also between B2 and B3. So B2 and B3, we're looking at 49.95. And we have that between 49.99 and 49.79. Then we just fill in the rest of that column with where else that RL intersects. And then we look at our first calculation. So the formula to find the distance or to find the correct position for your RL is the highest level minus the contour level divided by the highest level minus the lowest level. And we times that by the grid line length, and that gives us our distance from the highest grid point. So in this instance, A1 to A2, we've got the highest height of 50.03. We take away our RL of 49.95. Then we divide that by our highest RL minus our lowest RL, which is A1 and A2. And we times that answer by 50, and it gives us a distance from the highest RL of 25 mil. Okay, the next one we do is A2 to B2. The highest RL is 49.9. The lowest is 49.87, which is there. So in our formula here, we've got 49.99 minus our RL height of 49.95 divided by our highest RL, our highest level minus our lowest level, times it by 50. That gives us our distance from the highest RL. Okay, the next one is B2 to B3. So here we have B2 to B3, 49.99, 49.97. That's our highest RL. Our highest level is 49.99 minus our RL of 49.95 divided by the highest level minus the lowest level. Times it by 50, and we get a distance from the highest RL of 40 millimeters. So then we just continue with that process right the way through. And then what we've got the distances that we are from the highest RL, all these distances here. So from A1 to A2, we're on that horizontal line. We left click on the arrow. I go up to format and left click. I go over to here, and our distance is 25, and this is in centimeters, so it's 2.5. Hit enter. So that's our length. So I left click, drag it over. Don't put it on the line because it gets hard to take off. So that's where we put our first tab. I left click, put it at the end of that line. Okay, and that's done. That's our first point. Our second point is 16.6, and that's on A2 to B2. So here we have A2 to B2. It's a vertical line, so I left click on the vertical line. I left click on format. I left click on that, and then I put in 1.66. I hit enter. Our line's the correct length. It comes from the highest RL, which is 49.99. I left click over here on one of these tabs, drag it over nice and slow, put it there. Okay, so now our next one is 40 millimeters, and it's on B1 to B2 to B3. So here we have, it's a horizontal line. I left click on the horizontal line, left click on format. I put in the length of 4 centimeters, push enter, and that gives me my line length, and that's from B2 to B3, and our highest points there. So I drag that over, I left click on one of the, not that tab, this tab here, I left click on it, drag it over, put it at the end of that line. There we have it. Then our next one is B2 to C2, which is this one to this one, so it's a vertical line. I left click, I go to 4 centimeters, enter, and then I go over here, I put it on the highest RL, the highest level, which is 49.9. I left click on one of the tabs, drag it over to the end of the line, done. Okay, the next one is C1 to C2, so that's a horizontal line. I click on that. It's 45.45, so I right click, or left click I mean, I click there and I put in 4.45, enter, then I drag this over, comes from the highest RL, which is our 50.505. I left click on the appropriate tab, drag it up there, put it in position, done. Okay, then we've got C2 to D2, this way here, so it's a vertical line, it's 43.75, so I left click, I put in 4.37, enter, gives me my line, I left click, I take it up, put it off the line, grab one of these little tabs, take it up there, there we have it. Then I have one to go, which is D2 to D3. It's our horizontal line, so I left click, I put in 31.8, I left click, 3.18, enter, and there's our line. I take it up there, don't put it on the line, I grab a tab, put it at the end of the line, and then that's it there. So then what I do, I've put all my points of intersection and they're all at 49.95. Then I go up to insert, left click, go to shapes, click squiggly line, scribble, left click it, and I'm going to actually draw along that line. Now if you see the contour, it goes down here, we go down and around. We don't draw straight lines like with a set square because that's not how it actually works in real life. So there we have, we've got our contour line in at 49.95. The only other thing we have to do, we have to put this, drag this X to the lowest point on the grid, which is our 49.7. Okay, and we put it there. 49.7 is because that's above sea level. That's 49.7, 49.8, 50. So that's the lowest point there. Good luck, and I'll see you in another film.